Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Shazia. You may know me as Brown Girl Does Makeup. Thank you for clicking on my video. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the content. So I started doing some collection videos. So I started off with my foundations, which will link somewhere, maybe down below or on the top. I forgot to mention in that video that I will be posting some affiliate links in the description box, so if you do check out any of the links in the description box, they are affiliate links. I do get a small commission if you use them at no extra cost to yourself. Thank you so much if you do use them. If you don't, that's okay, there's no problem there. So I'm going to do my setting sprays and primers together because I actually don't have many setting sprays and primers. I do have a few, more than I would say average, but there's not as much as some people. So yeah, let's just get into the video, shall we? So I'm going to start off with setting sprays. This obviously is a staple, it's the Urban Decay All Nighter. I love this one. I always repurchase it. I think this is my third bottle that I've repurchased, but I'm not using it because I have these ones that I want to finish off first. I also have a little travel size one which I will probably use if I do travel and stuff, but I'm not going to open these. And in my foundation collection video, I did mention I have a little box that I'm putting all the stuff that are still brand new and in their packaging in, so it's separated from my main collection of stuff that I'm using. I would like to open everything and use everything, but one, it's a space issue. I've only got a small drawer, well, it's smallish drawer to fit everything that's opened at the moment, and two, I think it's slightly, I would say, wasteful to open so much. But I've been reviewing products since 2019 and on my blog, and I love playing with makeup, new makeup and stuff, and I know there's this whole thing about no buys and low buys and use what you have, and obviously it's really I'm quite torn with the whole thing because a part of me is use before you buy or open if I've got multiples or something, but at the same time I'm I just want to try stuff. I love playing with makeup. But yeah, so I have those two, and then a new one I've got is the e.l.f. Matte Magic Mist. I bought this a while ago. I was gonna put it in my e.l.f. video, however I didn't want to open it up because my skin was quite dry then. But as the weather warms up, I will be needing more mattifying products because I can see my skin starting to get more oilier throughout the day and things are moving around, so I need things to stay in place. So I might just open this up depending on how I go on these ones. So I have the MAC Fix Plus in matte. It's one of my go-tos when I need my face to stay in place, especially in the warmer months. I might repurchase this because I only have a little bit left in this, and I can see myself finishing it fairly soon. This one is weird because I found it in Phoenix, and I purchased it in Phoenix, and I only opened it up I would say not that long ago really. But it's the Fix Plus with SPF. Now I don't think it got anywhere because I didn't see a lot of people review it, and I didn't see anyone talk about it or anything like that. But basically I think it does leave spots. When you spray it, it's got a little shaker to shake everything up, and then when you spray it, you can't really see it, to be honest, but when I've sprayed it over makeup, it does kind of leave spots, and to be honest, leaves a sort of residue as well. So it wasn't really sort of oily skin friendly, but I will use it up because I want to use it up. And then I got the Revolution Matte Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. This is something I've purchased probably about 4 or 5 times. I really enjoy it. I know some people don't like sort of ingredients like alcohol and stuff in their setting sprays or makeup or anything like that, but when I tell you I have oily skin, I have oily skin. Like I mentioned in my foundation collection video, I get major anxiety which causes me to sort of have palpitations and sweat. Sweat is one of the issues, and it's mainly on my face. I don't know why. The rest of my body is relatively okay, but my face gets really oily, and then I see it and then I get even more anxious because I can see like this layer of grease on my face, and then it just really messes with me. So this is why I gravitate a lot to matte products and mattifying products, powders and things like that. It's been better in the last couple of years. I would say the last year mainly, it's been a lot better, but I still get that oiliness, and obviously when I'm really anxious or I'm going through something, it just heightens it and makes it worse. So yeah. And then the Professional Super Setter, this again, I think it's on par with the Fix Plus. However, it's not mattifying like the Fix Plus matte. I think it's similar to the standard Fix Plus. I don't really see a difference in terms of like pores and stuff like that, what have you. I don't think anything will ever help with pores, but I do really like this. I love the sprayer on it. It's a really nice spray. I don't know if you can tell how that sprays, but it just sprays evenly and consistently. It's not like splashing your face or anything. I really like it. So this is one I would consider repurchasing as well when it runs out. And then I have this Urban Decay Quick Fix. It's a Hydro Charge Complexion Prep Priming Spray. I have used this occasionally. I should have used it more in the winter months because my face could have done with that, but to be honest, I kind of like only wore makeup when I was filming videos and the odd occasion here and there when I went out. Now we're gonna move on to primers. I'm gonna start off with the ones that are brand new, and then we'll work our way through the ones I'm using. So I'm gonna start on this corner. So this is the Indeed Nano Blur Skin Blurring Cream. I put this in my primers because although it's a cream, it's sort of like a blurring cream. I won this in a giveaway. If you saw my video, I'll link it somewhere around here during Christmas, and I really want to try it out, but I don't want to open it just yet. I'm thinking I might just open it, so on those days where I'm not wearing makeup but I'm still popping out to the shops or anything, I might just put it on and see how blurring it is. But I do have the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enrich Cream open, which should be in my primers as well because I kind of use that as a primer too. Let me just get that. So yeah, as I mentioned, I've got the Vitamin Enrich face base from Bobbi Brown, and I got tape on mine because I packed it like that when I moved and I assumed everything was gonna spill everywhere in boxes and I was scared. So I do really enjoy this. It's such a lovely cream. It feels so lovely on the skin, and even though I have oily skin, I don't use it in the summer. I mainly use it in sort of like autumn, winter and springtime, and then summer I forego it completely because my skin just gets too oily. But I also use this as just a cream, not just a primer, and I do really enjoy that. So I have the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. I finished one of these up. It is really good. I bought this because Tati always talks about it and she's been talking about it for years, and I bought one and I fell in love, and then I bought a second one, and I haven't opened this one yet because I've got all these ones to go through. But this was a limited edition packaging for one of their holidays. I should really just open it up and start using it because it won't last long. So I'm considering opening this up to use, but it might just go in the box with the other new ones. This one I recently received in a Look Fantastic box. I think it was March's box, and it's the Arvant Pro Perfecting Collagen Primer. Yeah, so I haven't opened it. And I won't open it until again I finish one of these, but I do like these little sample ones to try out, and I really enjoy Arvant skincare. All the sample stuff that I've received in the Look Fantastic beauty boxes I've really enjoyed, so I'm quite excited to try that. And then we have a little sample of the Pore Professional Hydrate Primer. I should have used this during winter again, and I would have finished it up quite quickly because it's only a small sample, but I forgot. All it is I forget. And then I got a large version of the Pore Professional Pore Primer. I know people hate these silicone based primers, but I really like it. I really like it because it actually helps with my pores. I see a huge difference when I use them, and as long as I'm cleansing my skin properly after a day of wearing makeup, I think it's okay. But it gives me that sense of confidence rather than, you know, like not using them. So that's another new one. And then in my foundation haul, I explained that I went to the House of Fraser opening after the lockdown, and they did this huge 50% off for a whole month, and I bought tons of perfumes and makeup and stuff. And let me know if you want me to do a perfume collection as well. I can do that too. I bought the Guerlain Pore Minimizing Primer. Again, I love these pore minimizing primers, but I'm not going to open that. I didn't open the foundation that I got either because I had 31 foundations in that video. This was another Look Fantastic beauty box, and this is the Illamasqua Beyond Veil Skin Glowing Gel. Now this I should have used in winter again, but I forgot again. So I need, you know what it is, I think it's the way I store my products. Like if I had a better way of storing my products and seeing it visually, or even having, like right now I'm sharing the study with my husband because he works from home, so he uses one side and I have this area here with my drawer for my makeup stuff. So I'll take a basket, one of the Primark baskets that I bought of my stuff, and then I'll take it upstairs and film upstairs. So I do see my stuff obviously because I had to go through the drawer and look for stuff to pick on what I'm filming and stuff, but I don't actually have, like, I don't feel like it's functioning very well because I'll gravitate to whatever's on top. I won't gravitate to what's underneath, and I have to be more mindful to look at what's underneath as well. And this must have been underneath, but I'm going to put it in a box for now because it's not been opened. This is a sample of the Hourglass Veil. I'm going to keep this in the drawer and try and use it at some point soon. I don't know much about it. I know some people did review it and liked it, but I probably won't buy Hourglass products at the moment because they're super expensive. And to be honest, like all the stuff I've been watching in terms of makeup, everyone's been hyping a lot of like sort of drugstore product, mid-range products. So I want to dabble more into sort of drugstore and mid-range rather than higher end products, luxury products. I love luxury products, don't get me wrong. I think that there's a slight difference to, you know, more higher end products because there's some stuff that I've used that I can see, yeah, my skin looks completely different, or you know, the eyeshadow works differently or what have you. But I want to try and dabble more into drugstore just to test about. I do have loads of drugstore, but you can see, like, obviously formulations are changing and things are changing, and it's just getting better. So Hourglass is one that I will not buy much from soon. And then I have this little sample of NARS primers. Let me see if I can open this up. So there's quite a few in here. There was the Pour and Shine, which I actually have a full size of there, and then Smooth and Protect and Radiance. I should have used this one in the winter really, but I can use it now. I should use all of them now really. I have a full size of this one and I use this regularly. Like, it's the last few times I've worn makeup, every time I wore makeup I've used this primer, because not so much for the pore control but more for the shine element, because it's really good at mattifying. I think it's really good. It's kind of similar actually to the ELF matte patty primers. Let's see, I've used this quite a lot, so I'm you know, I've got pan and everything, which is great. This is really good at mattifying areas on your face. I love using it in my T-zone, but the NARS one looks a bit disgusting, sorry. I should have really cleaned these products before I did this video. It does like a similar job, but it doesn't leave that white sort of casting. And although it really mattifies the skin, it doesn't feel like really drying, whereas the e.l.f. one feels slightly drying and tightening, just slightly, but they're very similar. Obviously different in consistency because this is a putty primer and this is more of a sort of standard liquid primer, but they are very similar. But I would definitely repurchase both. So this is another sample. This is the Wonder Glow Instant Soft Focus Beauty Glow Primer from Charlotte Tilbury, another person who loves using loads of words to name one thing. I should have used this up really during the winter. Again, I don't know why. Please send help. Tell me why I'm not doing these things. And I'm going to do the second e.l.f. primer that I have, which is the poreless one. At first, I didn't really like this. I felt like it had too much slip on the skin when I used it, and my makeup broke down a little bit. But I think I used too much when I was using it. Again, I hit pan on this one as well. Hopefully I can finish those two up this year. I went in with less product, and it kind of works better when I use less product. So next we have the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Primer Base Perfection Sublime. Why like why don't you just call it primer? Because it's not like she has other primers on her inventory or anything like that. Like, she just has this one. So there's pros and cons to this. Like, I do see a slight difference. I love how it feels on the skin. Like, if I just pump a little bit out, because this is probably like £2 worth of product being used, but it just feels so lovely. It glides on, it's cooling, it smells lovely. Appearance is so nice using this. Like, I really like it. I'm just putting a bit on my face because, you know, don't want to waste it. But what I don't like about it is the packaging. This is coming apart. This is really cheap plastic. The lid is really like, the pump's nice, but that's about it. And like, it doesn't sort of mattify. It kind of blurs but doesn't mattify. So I tend to use it more in the places where I want to blur and not the places where I want to mattify. I'll gravitate to my NARS or the e.l.f. or even any of the other ones that I've got. So let's go with the Hydro Grip. Everyone was talking about the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, and I saw a couple of people who have oily skin. Well, they say they have oily skin and they thoroughly enjoyed it, so I purchased it and thought, yeah, I can use it too. But it's not a summer primer for me. I don't think it works well on oily skin in the summer, because obviously the heat, you're going to get even oilier, and even though your makeup will sort of stay in place, makeup moves around obviously, so it's gonna just move around. But for the winter, it's really good. Like, I really like this. It does hold your makeup in place. I feel I don't see any difference in my pores. My pores still look the same. However, I do really enjoy this, and I love this sort of packaging. I wish all makeup will come in this packaging, where it has the what is it called, airless pump, so then you can fully use up everything and you can see how much you're using. I did use this a few times during the winter and I still really love it. So we have the Fenty True Matte Primer. Again, this is a nice mattifying one. I used to use this all the time, and then I got the others and then I kind of put this to the side, so I need to pull this one out and start using it again, finish it off. This is the Sleek Mattifying Primer. I actually have two of these. There's the other one. I think this one I got in a beauty box. Let's put this over here where all the new boxes are. This Sleek Primer is a mattifying primer. My hand's going to be so matte after this. I'm just using like all these matte products, and it goes on really nicely. It mattifies really nicely. I wouldn't say it's like the longevity isn't as good as the NARS one, or even the Fenty and stuff, even the e.l.f. to be honest, but it is really good. It's really mattifying and it doesn't feel like drying or anything. This is really old. Like, I kind of think I should just get rid of this, but there's still product left in here and I kind of want to finish it up. But it's the Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot primer. This used to do really good things for me. So this was really good in terms of pore filling. I didn't see it shrink pores, it just filled pores up. There's not a lot left, that's why I don't want to get rid of it. I want to just use it up because there's literally enough for like 1 or 2 uses and that's it. But then I say that, but then I've got that Maybelline one that has, I thought had 1 or 2 uses and it's got more than that. But yeah, it's really nice. It is actually quite a good primer for a drugstore one if you're looking for a relatively reasonably priced primer. Maybelline doesn't do these anymore. I think it's a Face Studio primer and I really like this one. I've actually been using it quite a lot lately and I do really enjoy it. It is a silicone based primer. It really does fill in the pores. It does kind of make you lighter but it is really good. I really enjoy this one. So what should we do? The L'Oreal Infallible Mattifying Base Primer. So I bought this to go with the foundation. Yes, I like matte on matte products and it's good. It's not like as mattifying as the ELF or the NARS or the Fenty or even the Sleek, but it has like this silicone texture. It's okay. Like if you're not wearing makeup for long, I think it'll do fine. And if it's not too hot, like if it's the summer we had last year where it was boiling hot, I don't even think you'd wear makeup then. But sorry, but if you did wear makeup, I wouldn't recommend this. I'd recommend the ELF or the NARS or something along the lines. This is the Bare Minerals Prime Time. I actually don't think I've tried and I'm not sure what it's supposed to do, whether it's supposed to mattify or pore fill or whatever, but it feels nice. It feels nice. The NYX pore filler, this is a small mini that's the word. I really like this. I really like this. It reminds me of Professional. Professional. The one gripe I have with it is that the way it squirts out, like it's really annoying because sometimes it just squirts out and it gets everywhere, but it's really nice in terms of filling pores and stuff like that. I really enjoy this. So this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. I really enjoyed this. It actually is really nice as a primer, but it's kind of like, I have all those ones like the ELF, the NARS, the Fenty, and they're all really good. So I wouldn't I'd say it's really nice. It is really nice and it worked really well, but it wouldn't be one I would consider repurchasing. I would rather repurchase the NARS over the ELF over this one. Even the NYX, the NYX was really good. This, I'm sad you can no longer get makeup products because there's so many other things I wish I tried from the brand when it was around. It just never was spoken about after the whole highlighter, champagne pop and all that stuff. So I never really paid attention to it. But then when obviously the hype happened because it was closing down, I started looking at the products and I bought this and highlighters and blushes and bronzers and that's it. I didn't buy anything else. But this stuff, if you're looking for mattifying, this is the way to go. Honestly, this is the way to go if you're looking for mattifying. This stuff really mattifies. I put too much there and now my face is going to feel like the life has been sucked out of it, because once I put this on and I was putting it on like it was some sort of moisturizer and my face felt so tight. It's never felt like that before, and it is such a good primer if you are like me and you have really oily skin and you need something to really hold down your makeup. This would have been it, but unfortunately it's no longer around and it's sad to say. This I bought because I used to watch Mel Thompson, who sadly passed away a few years ago. It's been a year or more than that, and she hoarded these and bought loads of them, and so I thought I'll try it out, considering I am aging and I need something for my under eyes. This is specifically for under eyes. Well, I guess you could kind of use it anywhere, but honestly it does, there is a little difference in your under eyes, but I wouldn't say it's like huge difference. Like it's not like amazingly different, but I will use this up, and then when it's finished, it's gone, because obviously you can no longer get it. But it's cute, and I like the packaging and everything. It's really cute. This is another Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Go sample I've got. I think I've used it, so there's a tiny bit left, so I think if I use it once it'll be finished. But yeah, it's really nice. I don't really see a glow, but it is kind of makes your skin look a bit healthier. I might just use it with no makeup. So that's all my primers and setting sprays. I'm gonna pop them into the drawer or into the box if they're brand new, and I'll just like speed run that. So I have 23 primers and I have 8 setting sprays. So yeah, once I get through these, I'll probably start purchasing, but then I can't guarantee that, because I'm someone who says these things and then end up purchasing anyway. So let's start putting them back. As I mentioned before, this box is just extras and bits that I collect. Again, if you are someone who can advise me on whether I should keep the boxes like these ones or throw them away, please let me know, because I'm so torn whether I should keep them or not. Obviously there's nothing, like, I don't know if they're special or anything, because I don't know, I kept my boxes for my tools, and I just like to keep them. Is anyone else like that? They just keep random boxes. I'm probably going to reorganize this box, because there's quite a few other bits that need to go in here, and I need to kind of like organize it better to make sure everything fits in here properly. But yeah, that's all my primers and setting sprays for today. Come back next week, I think, depending on how I'm going to upload these, if I'm going to do 2 a week or 1 a week like I usually upload, to see what should we do next. I think what I'm going to do, because the next section next to the foundations, because the foundations are going really wild, is I usually put blushes there. So here's the drawer, and I'm not, like, obviously I am a bit of a organization freak and a neat freak. However, I don't know how to deal with this, because there's a bit too much, and all I have is the space to do it all in. So I would like this to be really organized, but all I have is the space to put all the stuff that I have open, and the foundations where I put them back have kind of slid into this slot, which is usually where I keep all the blushes. So I'm probably going to go through blushes next, purely because I need to make the foundation sit nicely. But then they're all going to just do that until I fill up this whole side, because these are not the one, but they are good for now. They're good for now until I get to that stage where I need proper storage and I have the space for it. We'll just make do for this with this. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video, and if you have any recommendations for primers and stuff and setting sprays, let me know down below, because I'm always out looking for new products to try, and maybe I can do like a recommended by you video in the future. So I'll see you in the next one, and take care. Have a good week. Bye.